Hello and welcome to part 3, looking at the ships in the 30th anniversary bundle. This video we are looking at the Terran Eagle. The Vanity shields will be from the Dilithium store, and these are available during certain events of the year, and also in the Zen store. As always, the chapters are listed in the description down below. So the first shield is the Alliance Vanity shield. It is the only shield currently available in the Zen store and is part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle. In that bundle you get the shield, the Khitomer Alliance uniform and an upgrade. So looking at the shield, we have a white hull. We have the cyan there for the deflector array. This orange plasma effect here on the Bassard collectors. Then we've got some grey hull material and touches of gold as well. The engines are going from red through orange, yellow and white for the impulse. Then with the cyan there for the warp engines, and there's more of that gold shading on the hull and some of this red line detail as well. And better view of the nacelles there with the orange plasma effect there on the Bassard collectors, that cyan stripe blue effect on the nacelle itself. And once we stop being blinded by the lighting that's currently bugged in the ship customizer. So at the top down you have your mixture of your golds, greys and whites there, the red lines as well. A touch more of the cyan lighting there on the rear. On the underside, again, more of the grey and gold, and with that cyan there on that lower dome as well. The first shield from the Dilithium store is a very popular one, and it's the Barrow Vanity shield. You can see we've got this dark hull material. The red lines on the ship do pop very nicely against this hull material. This cyan and almost white effect here on the deflector. The cyan there for the Bassard collectors. Got this lovely red effect here on the impulse engines, and this dull cyan effect here on the nacelles. And there's a nicer view of the nacelle itself. You can make out some of this etched pattern effect on the hull material here as well. And more of the etched design here. You can see it here on the underside as well. And then you've got the white lighting for the lower dome area also. Moving on, we are now looking at the Borg Vanity shield. So this shield gives you the look of a liberated Borg vessel, not an assimilated one. The shield itself gives a grey hull material with a mismatched shape of hull plating. We do have some exposed sections on the hull where there is no hull plating, and it's got a grey conduit look with either the blue lighting there or this orangey gold lighting, as we can see here. Got this grey and blue effect here on the deflector. We see the blue there on the Bassard collectors from the front. Got the blue again on the impulse engines and on the nacelles. And there's more of that exposed conduit effect with that blue and the orangey gold lighting as well. Head on, we can see a bit of a pattern on the nacelles for the Bassard collectors and the actual nacelle itself. So you can see it is greyed out in certain areas with an exposed conduit effect underneath it. Let's look down, there's more of that conduit effect material fill on the hull. More of the blue lighting along here. Same again on the underside and the blue on the lower dome there. Here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield. So this is designed to give your vessel the look of Starfleet vessels in Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery. It is one of the shields in the game that does have a different look as well when you apply it to a Klingon character. And we'll have a look at that next. The shield itself, we've got a couple of different shades of grey on the hull material. And we've got this white and blue deflector here. See this pattern design here on the blue Bussard collectors. Got almost a honeycomb style pattern effect on the impulse engines, and then we've got blue there on the nacelles. So there's that pattern effect there for the Bussard collectors. And I see a couple of different shades of grey with some pattern effects in it as well on the main hull. Got some more of this blue and white lighting with a different pattern effect going down the spine here. Same there on the underside. I've got a white honeycomb pattern effect on the lower dome. So here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield on a KDF character. So this brown hull material with quite a few shapes to the pattern. You can see that pulsating Bussard collectors there, and then the red and white on the deflector itself. The back, we've got this yellow and white pattern effect to the impulse engines, and again yellow and white pattern effect to the nacelles. The nacelle a bit better in the larger section there. And there's that pattern effect to the hull material. And then we've got this red and white, almost a petal kind of shape effect to the dome on the lower side. Here we have the Emperor's Vanity Shield. We've got this grey hull material with some purple shading. We've got this orange and yellow effect here on the deflector. Got the yellow there for the Bussard collectors. And you just make out some of this blue dot lighting effect that is throughout the hull material. Unfortunately, with the current issues with the lighting within the ship customizer, this is probably the best view we'll see of it. From the back, we've got this cyan here for the impulse engines. Got the yellow there on the nacelles, and you see more of that purple shading also. And see from the top, we've got more of the purple shading. Got some of this yellow illumination on the spine here. This orange effect here on the lower dome, and more of the purple shading on the hull material also. Next up, we are looking at the Ferengi Vanity Shield. So we have the orange hull material that we've seen on several of the Ferengi vessels in the TV shows. We have this yellow effect here on the deflector, a darker yellow for the Bussard collectors, some touches of grey and some touches of gold as well. At the rear, we've got the darker yellow again on the impulse engines, lighter yellow there for the nacelles. And then you see these rivet effects on the hull material, along with a bit of a pattern effect as well, and with that orange. Down we see that gold, lighter gold shading as well. Some of the yellow illuminated lights there with the grey pattern. Same there on the underside, more of the rivet effect and this yellow lower dome. Here we have the Hur'q Vanity Shield. So with this green hull material with some purple shading as well. It's green here on the deflector, same there on the Bizarre collectors. This pattern effect with the green on the impulse engines, green there for the nacelles themselves, and then this illuminated green design pattern on the hull material also. You can see that illuminated green pattern going down the side of the ship as well. Then we have quite a bit of that illuminated green pattern design going on the top of the ship, and there's that purple shading areas, and there's also a bit of a black pattern to it as well. And with the same there on the underside. This is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield, so similar to the Discovery one. It does change appearance depending if you're applying it to a Federation aligned character or a Klingon aligned character. So on the Federation one, we've got this light hull material, so we will get blinded in a moment with the light hitting off it. Got this deflector array effect, which is a very light blue at the moment, and then these god awful Bizarre collector effects that I have ranted about on this shield in several videos, so I shall spare you that this time round. We have the orange and yellow effect here for the impulse engines. Then we've got this white and blue effect going on the nacelles. See a bit of a pattern to the hull material with a couple of different shades of grey. Then a slight goldish colour going down the spine here with more of the blue illuminated lines. Same on the underside, and then that blue-white effect there on the lower dome. And here we have the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a KDF character. So we've got a couple of different shades of green here on the hull material. Got this yellow lighting as well. Then we've got this predominantly blacked out deflector array with just touches of blue there. Got the yellow there for the Bizarre collectors. This almost honeycomb effect here on the impulse engines. Same there with this dull blue on the nacelles. The Bizarre collectors do certainly look better on the KDF side as opposed to the Starfleet side on this shield. Let's look down, you can see the various shades of green with some grey there on the hull material. That yellow illumination. Then on the underside we've got the blacked out lower dome again, and then more of the various shades of green there. Next up is another popular shield in the game, and it is the Section 31 Vanity Shield. And we see here we've got this blue effect on the deflector array. The Bizarre collectors are blacked out on this shield. At the back we've got this vibrant red for the impulse engines and this cyan effect here on the nacelles. Then you can also see this stripe pattern on the hull material. See it going down the length of the ship as well. See more of that stripe effect, and you can see the two-tone of the hull material. And the lower dome's blacked out on this one as well. Next up we have the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield. So we have this green hull material with this carved pattern to it. Got this almost orange effect here for the deflector. We've got some of the black shading on the hull material there, and these white Bussard collectors. Within the hull material as well, we've also got this lighting material, which does pulsate as well. The rear, we're looking at the white on the nacelles, same there on the impulse engines. So that's some of the grey hull material there. There's that pulsating light effect. And there's more of the black hull material also. There's a bit of a pattern here on the Bussard collector. I see more of that pulsating light effect going down the side of the ship. As we look down, we can see that carved pattern to the hull material, with more of the grey and the black there on the top. Same on the underside. Then we've got this orange on the dome, and then this pulsating white light here in the centre. And the last Vanity shield we'll have a look at from the Dilithium store is the Zhat Vash Vanity shield. So we have this red and a touch of green there on the deflector array. Got this olive and fawn or sandy colour to the hull material with touches of grey. Then we've got this pattern effect with the green for the Bussard collectors. Got the red there for the impulse engines, and more of the green there on the nacelles. Side on, you get a better view of that pattern effect to the Bussard collector there. Now as we look at the hull material as a whole, we can see almost a army camouflage kind of pattern there with those colours. Then the underside, we've got the red lighting effect there on the lower dome. And that concludes our look at the Terran Eagle. So as always, thank you all very much for watching. In the description down below, you'll find my affiliate link for real merch to get 10% off your ship order. There's also links there for the STO wiki for information on Star Trek Online, and also the main official Star Trek Online news blog, where you can find information on patches and events. My social media is linked there as well, and Casual Sab YouTube. So Casual Sab does very honest reviews on new content to the game. It has saved me a fortune. He also does build videos, Q&As and live streams, so he's well worth a check out. So as always, until the next video, thanks again.